bed tonight. But
Good morning, cynical family. Crazy family behind me. Trying to pull it together. We are in our home for the next 5 days here in Chehalis, Washington. This is where my lovely wife, who's hiding over there in the closet, is from. There she is. There's Gianna, who is a Phoenix baby. And then we have our Texas baby.
I don't see him. Where is he?
So anyways, this is Washington State. This is Chehalis, Washington. This is where my wife is from. I am actually from about 2 hours north that direction in Seattle. But we met here in this town. So yeah, we just got here. We got here last night. It was disgusting. It was rainy and cold.
I hated it.
Huh?
I hated it.
Yeah, it was chilly. Cold. For us, it was cold and rainy and gross. And the biggest thing that I forgot how horrible driving in the rain is super easy for me. I grew up 40 years of my life driving in it. So when it does rain in Texas, it's no big deal to me. But what I forgot about driving at night in the rain here is the difference in Washington. It's rain, so it's constant wetness. It's not storms like we've gotten used to over the last 15 years. It just rains, drizzles, and everything is jet black at night. Everything is pitch black and wet, and you can't see. And there's nothing that you can do to make it so that you can see. It's just horrible. So yeah, I had to drive around a little bit last night, and we had to drive up here from the Portland airport, which is, like I said, I'm 2 hours that direction in Seattle. Portland is 2 hours that direction. So this is Centralia, Chehalis, Washington, which is considered the hub city because they are literally smack dab in the middle between Seattle and Portland. So anyways, we had our continental breakfast. Then we made our trip to Walmart, where we found out that they charge you for bags to bag your groceries. Absolutely
That's kind of stupid.
ridiculous, huh? Ridiculous. You're going to charge me for a paper bag?
Like,
They
what
charge you
the-
for plastic too.
That's
Are you serious? It's just a bag. It's a bag.
craziness.
It's a bag.
Craziness. Anyways, we are going to hit the road. We got some stuff to do today. We're actually going to make our way up towards Tacoma, Washington. We'll document a little bit of our day, and let's keep it going. The boy has fallen and he can't get up.
On a tantrum.
Yep.
Shiz.
All right. Let's get our day going. It's chaotic around here.
Very chaotic.
Joy.
Welcome to the cynical family.
Bye.
So first day was in the books. It was pretty boring. We're doing a lot of meetings and things like that today, so we didn't record any of that, but we're back at our hotel. We got the pool all to ourselves. So we're gonna do a little family swimming, and the wife is making a face like the water is not heated. So we're gonna find out. But we're swimmers, so we're gonna enjoy the pool and have a good time. And then we'll do a little more sightseeing stuff tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Let's keep going. So again, that's it for day one. Cynical Italian and family. We are up in Washington State for the next 8 days, and then we leave on a road trip, and we're going to road trip from here in Washington down through Reno and down to Vegas and stay at our condo in Vegas for a few days, and then road trip from Las Vegas down through Arizona, New Mexico, and back into Texas, and be home by April 30th, May 1st. That's what we're shooting for. Something like that. We'll see. We get our updates every day from the house telling us that everything at the house is good. So then we got our house sitters and our animals and our pets, and everything is glorious. again, today was kind of a boring thing. Today was meetings. Today was businessy stuff. We did drive from here. We went up to Tacoma, Washington, and dealt with some family stuff up there. And then we came back through, and for those of you that know, I'm a Harley Davidson rider, and so I also collect the Harley Davidson chips. Every single Harley Davidson in the world has chips. Oh, I put it away. So they have these little, they look like poker chips. And they have the logo from that Harley Davidson on one side and then the Harley Davidson logo on the other side. And every store has its own chip. And so it's kind of a thing to go around and collect. Visit every Harley Davidson dealership and collect coins. I'm at about 48 dealerships visited. One of my best friends, Travis, he's at like 130. I'll never catch him because he travels all the time and is always hitting spots. But we are going to hit about, I'll show you a picture right here. This is me in front of the first Harley Davidson. So I think that we're going to hit another, that there are 10 new Harley Davidsons that I have not gone to on our trip from here to home. And so I'm going to try to hit them. I'm going to try to get all 10 of those on my way. But for now, this is the end of day one. We're going to sit back and watch some TV and relax. And let's see what happens day two. Who knows?
Are you okay?
Goodbye from Chehalis, Washington. The clouds are, I think it's going to storm again. It's only 42 degrees out there. Later. Say hello. Hello. Everybody, day three. We did not film yesterday at all because it was really nothing exciting yesterday that we were doing. Today, there's not a whole lot to be filmed, but just an update. We're here. We're alive. The room looks like we've been in it for a while. Smells like we've been in it for a while. I'll do a quick flash around to show you the chaos of life in a hotel room in Chehalis, Washington. Woohoo! Yesterday's weather was still cold, but we did have sun for most of the day. It was wet and rainy in the morning. Yeah. It is morning now. It is dry, but there's still lots of clouds out there. And that is just Washington. So it might be sunny right now, and then it could be raining in 5 minutes. And he's trying to tell you all about it.
All about it. He loves to talk.
So we just had breakfast. Now we're going to kind of clean up and get ourselves together and get on with our day. We have some things to do. There you go. Day three. So, one more thing about day two that was kind of exciting was we were all sleeping beautifully in our hotel room.
And then a fire alarm went off.
2 a.m. The whole building starts buzzing and screaming and yelling and fire alarm. So we all had to jump up, all sleeping. Kind of pulled ourselves together the best that we could, grabbed the things that were important and started heading out the door. Just to find out that it was a false alarm that somebody had been smoking the marijuana in the building somewhere and set off the alarms. Washington. The place of legalized marijuana, charging you for bags at the grocery store, and paper straws, and libtards. This place is horrible. We got 4 or 5 more days and we're out of here. So yeah, thought we'd drive you around. This is the main street of downtown Chehalis, Washington. This is a small little town, like I said, in right in smack dab in the middle between Seattle and Portland, Oregon. This is a tiny little town of about, I want to say, like 8,000 people. There are parts of the city that you walk around and you think, well, it's not that small at all. And then as you meet the people, you see the people, you see around, and you drive around the town, and then it starts to kick in. But there are the weird things about Centralia and Chehalis is like they wanted them to look like big cities, but not be big cities. And so it's confusing as to what exactly this place is. So yeah, as you see, like we come up here and there's big buildings in the direct downtown area. And even with a total population between the two towns, of like 25,000 people maybe, I can tell you that back in the late 90s and all through the first 2000 to 2012, the nightlife that took place in this town was one of the biggest nightlife areas in Washington State. All took place right here in this town and in Centralia. There were a total of like 14 bars and nightclubs that are all between the two cities, and people would pick one. So you'd come here or you'd come to Centralia, and you would park your car and you would just bounce between 15 clubs over there or 15 clubs over here, and you would just do it. And it's, you know, we're 20 minutes away from the capital, which is in Olympia, which is about 25 minutes north of us. And like people from Seattle would come down here. But it's just a little farming town that somehow we managed to, with myself and other people involved, managed to create one of the biggest nightlife areas for about 15 years right here in the hub city. So we have just left Chehalis, and I'm going to cut it off here, but we are now in this little back highway road that goes between the two cities. So I'll click you back on when we get over to Centralia. We're about 5 minutes away or so. So once we get over there, this is kind of a boring section. So we'll click you back on when we get to the over to Centralia. So here we go. We have driven about, I think it's like 3 or 4 miles between the two towns, and it's just this one long road. So, but now we are coming into Centralia. We're crossing up and over. Now, Centralia is much bigger than Chehalis. It has a bigger feel to it. Everything about it is just a bigger feel. I say bigger, it's still only like 25,000 people here. But comparative to Chehalis' 8,000, it is much bigger over here. But I say that, and I think that Chehalis has bigger, taller buildings in its downtown area than Centralia does, which is kind of strange. This right here, we're coming down onto Tower Avenue, and this is the main one-way street that goes south to north, and then just a block over that way is Pearl, which goes north to south one way. But this is Tower Street, and this is where 90% of the bars for Centralia were. Just up here a couple of blocks, and as we drive down, they're almost all gone now. But as we drive through this area right up here, it was all bars all the way down this road. And at one time, at the peak, I want to say there was 8 to 12 bars that lined this road for about maybe 7 blocks. And every year there was a massive festival that they called the Tower Crawl. It happens the night before Thanksgiving of all nights. That was one of the biggest nights ever to drink and party. And if you were a club or a bar owner, one of your biggest nights of the year to make money was the night before Thanksgiving, the Tower Crawl. And starting right up here, whether or not you're going to see it in the video, but to the right, there's a Seahawk logo on that building right there. That's Larry's. So starting right here, both sides of the street, they would block this road off. So from here down would all be blocked off. And this is all bars. You got a bar here. There was a bar over here. I don't want to move too fast. There's a bar. There's a bar right in here. These are all bars along this section. One of them is still there. The Tower Tavern and the Hub, 2 bars are still there. So it was just bars, and what it is all of this will be blocked off the night before Thanksgiving, and it's called the Tower Crawl. This whole street is just filled with drunken debauchery, kind of like Mardi Gras. And this whole street would back in the day just be filled with people from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 3 o'clock in the morning. And this would all, and it's still going because we still have more bars down here that were all part of this Tower Crawl. One of the last ones was this one right here, the Gibson House, which is still a place. And then I want to say that there was 1 or 2 more here, and then it kind of paused out a little bit. Yeah, like here it would kind of die, and this is, but we still have, we've got more places that are down here now. But then it stopped, and so right back there is where the bars would stop and the crawl would stop. But there were still 2 more bars down here that people would come down and meander to. Just these drunken rages. This one right here was the last of the journey. JJ's Sports Bar, and it is still standing today. Anyways, this is the main part of downtown Centralia, Washington. Lots of things have changed and not changed. Like all the houses all still look the same. The buildings all still look the same. My family moved here in 1991 when I was 18 years old. And we moved here to Centralia. My wife is born and raised in Chehalis, which was the first town that we were in. But this is where my family moved to when I was 18, and I lived here off and on, back and forth until the mid-90s, and then I moved away, and then I came back in the early 2000s. And then I was here, and then I met my wife in 2010, and in 2013 we left, and I've only been back, this will be the 3rd time that I've been back since I left here. Yeah, and it all basically still looks the same. So anyways, this is day 2 of our trip. We'll show you more things from the history and what it's like in Washington State. It is gray and cloudy. You know, back home in Texas, our family's telling us that it's 80, 90 degrees, and it is a whole whopping 55 here. So we're freezing. Anyways, let's move on to the next joyful part of this trip. So here's something cool. We are back in Chehalis now. So Chehalis is a little bit south of Centralia. And right here where I'm parked, this is the last exit. And if this guy comes and parks right here and blocks my view, I'm going to be so irritated because I am literally in a old pull-off by the old Stan Headwell Park. And there's nothing here. There's nothing here. And all of a sudden another car comes and pulls in here. So anyways, that's I-5. That's Interstate 5, and that way is going south. Now, what's really cool, for any of you that know anything about the Pacific Northwest, is if I start zooming in here, boom, boom, see if we can get it to come into focus. That right there, people, is Mount St. Helens. That is the bad boy that exploded and blew up all over the place. And you can actually see that is the section. Oh, well, I'm trying to get my arm to stop moving, but get my finger in here. Whoop, 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 whoop. But that right in there is the section that all blew away. And so that is something that you see from here. It is a very beautiful, clear view of Mount St. Helens. Now, there's a cloud in front of it. And with my phone, it's kind of making it a bitch to see it. But that is Mount St. Helens. And it is a nice, big, beautiful... Now, back that direction is Mount Rainier. You cannot see that today. All right, well, here we are. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we are. End of day 3. I'm back chilling in the room. The wife and her sister and son and our kids. Excuse me. They're all downstairs in the pool, enjoying the evening. I am watching Friday Night SmackDown, getting ready for WrestleMania this weekend. So we're doing stuff during the day, and then I'll be definitely coming back to the hotel to flip on my WrestleMania moments Saturday and Sunday night. But that's a whole other story. Anyways, end of day 3. There was more that I was going to show you in town in and around Centralia and Chehalis, but my phone died. We had a crazy 2 o'clock in the morning last night. All the fire alarms in the hotel went off and woke us all up and had to evacuate the building. Come to find out, it was just some dipshit smoking weed. So, when I got back into the room, I grabbed my phone and I forgot to put it back on the charger, so my phone was not fully charged today. So my battery died when I was out running around doing stuff. Anyways, long story short, I will get... we're still here for another 5-6 days, so I'll get lots more of out and about. But this is the end of day 3. I'm going to sit here and get ready to watch the Hall of Fame ceremony. Yeah, and just chill. We'll keep showing you more of Washington. And then there's our whole journey. So in 6 days, we are going to get in the 2 cars and drive from here to Reno, Nevada, and stay the night, and then drive from Reno to Las Vegas and go to our condo, spend 3 days at our condo in Vegas, and then drive from Vegas to Albuquerque, New Mexico, stay the night, and then get up and drive the last day back home to northern Texas. So we really are just day 3, day 3, here in Washington State. So we're just at the beginning of this 15, 16-day trip. So we got a ways to go. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so here we are. It's actually day 6. We've jumped a couple of days. And the reason for that, I mean, I guess I don't remember if in any of the before, at the beginning of this, if I explained exactly why we are back here where we are from, back here in Washington State. So we are here because unfortunately a few weeks ago my wife's father passed away, and she was an only child, and so we had to come back up here to deal with, you know, taking care of him and setting up a get-together and doing all of that. So we did that. We had a get-together, a memoriam for him on Friday. And so it's just been a whole lot of that. And so now we have, we're dealing with his estate, taking care of all of his properties and doing all of the legal stuff. So all that stuff's boring. I'm not filming all of that stuff. You guys don't care about all that. And so it really is just kind of boring. So the last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, I didn't film anything because we spent both of those days out at his main property where he lived, just cleaning it up and packing all of the things that are important and getting things ready to take with us back to home, and, you know, prepping the property for, you know, whatever the next steps are in all of this. And so there was nothing to record. And then on Saturday night, and last night, Sunday night. It's Monday now. I spent all those nights in the hotel watching WrestleMania, and my wife was out with her friends and her sisters. I say she's an only child. She was the only child to her father. She has other siblings with her mother. So it really is all up to her, and I'm here to support her and my kids and take care of Bob the best that we can take care of Bob. So, but now it is Monday. We didn't do a whole lot today. Again, it's now Monday, so we had to spend the day driving back and forth from here up to Olympia, Washington, up to the Capitol, which is about 25-30 minutes that way north. And so we went up and had to go through some meetings and file paperwork and stuff. Now, while we were up there, we did get to take my daughter and my son. My son is 2, so he doesn't really care. But we took my daughter to the Capitol. We took her to the state capitol in Olympia, Washington, which is one of the most beautiful capitals of just about any state. I've seen a lot of state capitals. The state capitol in Olympia, Washington is one of the coolest just areas to just go and drive around and kind of walk around it and look at it. So I'll post some pictures right here. So yeah, so that is the Capitol, and then the overlook of the lake. That is the Olympia Lake that sits right down below the Capitol in Olympia, Washington. So now I'm back at the hotel. Elizabeth took the kids to go visit her grandmother. Yeah, so I just want to do another little update of the video, and this will be the end of part 1 of our trip back to Washington. I will do some videos here in the next couple days. I'll go back around to all the places, locally driving around places, and just kind of show you stuff from our past, like where my very first shop was, where my first bar was, just things like that, fun history stuff. So we'll do that. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of finished packing stuff, so there won't be much video taking tomorrow, if any. But then on Wednesday, there'll be some video stuff. We're going to travel around. We're going to go to some other towns and see some other stuff. And then Thursday, I think we're going to head to Seattle. We're going to head up into downtown Seattle, and we're going to go all around Seattle, so we're going to film all of that. We'll do all the fun stuff in Seattle. And then our journey starts heading and taking us down to Las Vegas, and so there'll be all of that part of the trip. It's a 2-day drive from here to Vegas. We're going to stop in Reno and stay the night, and then we'll be in Vegas. We'll be in Vegas for a couple of days, and then it's another 2 days that we'll drive from Vegas down through Albuquerque to back home to Texas. So that's where we are. Thank you. This has been part 1 of our Washington adventures. I know it's been kind of boring, but that's because we had some serious stuff that we had to deal with, and we've dealt with it. And so now it's time to enjoy the rest of the trip. Stick around.